YouTube, man? Welcome back to our channel. My name is Brent.
My name is Zegas and welcome back to our channel, guys. And again, welcome back and again, guys. So for today's reaction video, guys, we are going to react how India runs the world's biggest election.
I didn't even know that their election was this big, but man,
yes,
we're gonna go check this out. I mean, I'm kind of wondering to say, how do they vote? Do they vote like, you know, the traditional way of just having ballot boxes?
I think they use a ballot boxes. Same here in the Philippines. So.
All right, let's go check this out. By the way, this is your suggestion, so we're reacting to it. We have no idea and we have no clue about any about elections.
Yeah. How
they run it. We don't even know the the mechanics of how the election is run here in the Philippines. All we know is just we go to one place where we vote who we want for the president, and then after that it's done.
Yeah.
So let's go check this out. But first, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe and also that bell so you'll be updated with our latest reactions. And if you're gonna like the video by the end of it, hit that like and let us know in the comment section what other reactions you'd like us to do next.
Yes.
What's that?
Oh my god.
So,
there's a plan?
No, not really. I got stuck.
Oh my god, so without further ado, let's get started! The world's biggest election.
The world's biggest democracy just had an election.
The world's biggest democratic election, marathon election,
A mammoth undertaking.
the world's biggest exercise in democracy.
In India, voters picked its central government for the next 5 years. An eighth of the world's population was eligible to vote in this election.
This year, 2019, there are 900 million eligible voters in India, making this the largest democratic exercise in the history of humanity.
But this isn't a video about Indian politics, because before India's people can even cast their vote, the election needs to come to them. Polling stations need to be set up wherever people live. And in one of the largest and most populous countries in the world, that isn't an easy task.
That's right.
India has to reach voters in coastal cities in the south, in the rural regions of the west, and jungles to the east, and everywhere in between.
And what's more, they want every Indian citizen to be within 2 kilometers of a voting station.
What?
That's only about 25 city blocks, no matter where you are in the country.
It's an incredibly ambitious goal, and yet somehow they're able to do it.
This is the biggest election in the world, and I wanted to know, how does it work?
Alright, first off, that commitment of having a polling station within 2 kilometers of where people live. I mean, damn. Look, we don't have that here because the polls are already set up, usually in schools. So
in schools.
that dream of having a polling station within 2 kilometers sometimes can't be done. And if I remember correctly, we did one reaction about voters. About there was that one guy who had his polling station at the top of a mountain, and he has to climb up the mountain just to vote.
Wow.
Let me see if they feature that here.
It's difficult.
Every election, a team of government officials and security forces get on a boat in the east of India to take off towards this island. They travel about 100 kilometers to get here, all to securely deliver these electronic voting machines, or EVMs, the instrument that logs India's votes, the heart of this elaborate election process. India has 2.3 million voting machines for its 900 million voters. So getting these machines close to every voter is a big logistical undertaking. That's why India doesn't have a single election day. Instead, it's closer to an election month with multiple phases that last weeks. This process takes more than 11 million election officials and security forces who move from polling station to polling station to polling station, from densely populated cities to the rural areas where the majority of Indians live. Once on the island with the EVMs, officials pile onto bike carts and head towards the polling station. Once they arrive, they begin setting everything up for the vote.
তাদের তো বহুত ধন্যবাদ যে এখানে এসে ওনারা আমাদের যে ভোটটা নিচ্ছেন,
তাদের জন্য আমাদের তো খুবই শুভেচ্ছা ভালোবাসা রইল।
আমার বক্তব্য সবার কাছে পৌঁছতে পারছি, এই আর কি।
On election day, voters line up, cast their vote, and get their fingers inked to prevent double voting. This is where the process ends for the voters. But for the election officials, this is just the beginning. Driving a boat out to a remote island is just one of many ways that officials reach every voter. India's vast and diverse terrain requires transportation methods of all kinds. Like in the jungles of this northern state, where elephants transport voting machines to reach a remote town, or in the Himalayas, where officials hike for hours to bring EVMs for election day. Helicopters, trains, they even use camels. But what makes India's elections so impressive isn't just how they reach everyone in such a big country. That's just half the battle. It's also the ways they try to include voters of all backgrounds into the process, a challenge that has been a part of India's elections since the very beginning. India has 22 official languages and hundreds of dialects. And when India became an independent nation, less than a quarter of the population could read and write. The newly formed Election Commission of India created a range of symbols to correspond to each political party, like an elephant, a lotus, a hand, or even an alarm clock. So that from the beginning, all people, regardless of literacy level and language, could vote with confidence. Since 1947, the literacy rate has increased significantly, but it's still only 75%, so these symbols are still useful to many when casting a vote. But this is a massive, sprawling operation. And over the years, it's run into some pretty serious problems, like allegations of election rigging and problems with a practice called booth capture, where gangs actually take over polling stations and tamper with the elections. It's partly because of these problems that the Commission introduced these voting machines in the 1990s. It also increased security around the elections. These efforts to include all voters and protect elections seem to be working. In 2019, India saw the highest voter turnout yet. And for the first time, women voted just as much as men.
ভোটটাই তো আমার কাছে ইম্পর্টেন্ট, কেননা আমরা এখানকার বাসিন্দা, ভালোর জন্য, উন্নতির জন্য।
India's elections are only getting bigger and more complicated. India has one of the fastest growing populations in the world, and in 2020, young people will make up more than a third of the country.
I voted for the first time since turning 18, and this is my indelible ink mark.
Done with our voting.
So happy that I did my voting for the first time. Yes.
This is the biggest election in the world. It takes
Sorry, I thought that was the middle finger.
millions of officials fanning out across a massive country to help hundreds of millions vote. Every part of this, the symbols, the elephants, the boats, the machines, shows how hard it is to make sure that everyone in a country this large can participate. And all without going more than 2 kilometers from home. If you want to learn more about the evolution of democracy in South Asia, you should check out the Bhutan episode of Asian Monarchies. It's a series of documentaries on Curiosity Stream. Curiosity Stream is a subscription stream.
Okay.
Alright, so that's gonna be the ad, so we gotta stop it right there.
So hats off all of the officials.
Yes.
Because they go into the places to those who can't vote.
I mean, damn, salute to
Yeah.
every one of you, man. I mean,
Imagine
To the
2
officials.
kilometers.
no, not that. What's best about that is that the officials are doing everything they can just to let the people vote. Even hiking towards the mountains or going to the rivers, just so the people can vote without having to travel a long way. You know, not more than 2 kilometers, which is very near actually. So damn, very hats off to the officials right there, man.
And hats off all of them because they can manage. Because India is the most popular.
One of the most.
One of the oh yeah,
and also, man, I mean, you talk about an election month. It's an election
Yes,
month.
it's an election.
Here in the Philippines, we have an election day. We only have a day. Early 5 in the morning up to what? I think 8 p.m. and 8 in the evening.
Oh, 8
Just so everyone has a chance to vote. And sometimes it even takes longer. You know, it even takes up to 12 a.m. 1 a.m., 2 p.m. just so that everyone can vote.
vote.
And you know, as Filipinos, sometimes you know we come to the polling stations really late. Most of our fellow countrymen. So
Filipino time.
Filipino time.
Filipino time.
But yeah, man, I mean, hats off. It's an election month.
It's an election
You have a
month.
whole month. Every day they have to go from different places just to make sure that everyone doesn't have to travel far in order for them to
Yes,
vote.
and that's why India has the world's biggest election.
Yes, man. Damn. Impressive. Very impressive right there.
Very.
Love it. So anyways, that was a reaction to the world's biggest election and how India runs it. If you like the video, guys, make sure to hit that like and also in the comment section down below. Let us know about it. And if you want to see more of these videos, the channel name is Vox. So go check out his channel. It's gonna be in the description link. Description box. The link to his channel will be there. You gotta go check out some other of his videos, man. We implore you to go check it out.
Yes, guys. So we hope you like this reaction video.
And we will see you